Is sandwich Ayurvedically approved? Is it actually healthy or not? In this episode, let us try to understand if it is actually healthy or not, and if it is not healthy, how to make it Ayurvedically healthy. Often we tend to think that 2 slices of bread, which is barely 60 calories, should be definitely healthier than a cup of rice, which is approximately 150 grams of rice, which amounts to 200 calories. But interestingly, our body takes up food in an altogether different manner. Even if the amount of calories be lesser, the moment it reaches the gut, the body perceives it in a different way, and that is decided by the Agni. Say for example, in case of bread, it is made out of whole wheat or white flour. Then you add yeast into it, ferment it, and then you bake. The very act of baking introduces more vata into it, and that is by captivating more air in between those porous spaces. And being whole wheat or white flour, it contains gluten in it, which makes it very sticky, and the moment it reaches the gut, it becomes mushy and thereby creating a lot of kapha imbalance. Which is why when you consume bread, you feel acidic belching, bloated, and of course which is followed by either constipation or diarrhea. This is in case of people who already have a pre-existing vata imbalance or a kapha imbalance in their gut. When it comes to the case of rice, if you have it at the right time when you are hungry, in moderation, it doesn't create any of these issues depending on what you pair it along with. Now that is about how the body perceives it. Now when it comes to the actual preparation of sandwich, now you know the properties of bread. It has a tendency to increase the vata and kapha, as in it not just causes bloating, but it also causes that mushiness which causes delay in digestion. Now to make a sandwich, what do? First you take a lot of raw salads. So combining the cooked bread along with a raw salad makes it an inflammatory food combination which is called viruddhahar. And the outcome of viruddhahar is always ama or pro-inflammatory byproduct, which always has a tendency to accumulate in the body if you are not a person who exercises regularly. So there forms vata imbalance, kapha imbalance, and ama. Now, if you add any kind of fat medium to it, because after all, it is a fat which makes it tasty. So either butter, cheese, mayonnaise, or some form of liquid which contains fat. Now this provokes the kapha all the more and makes it tougher to be digested. Now when you want to make it all the more healthier in today's term, in the form of adding protein to it, say paneer, cheese, meat or egg. All of these are guru or heavy to be digested in nature, which means again kapha spike. So the end product is that though it contains a lot of healthy things in the form of protein, vegetables and fat, it is very tough to be digested, which is why most often people who have a delayed digestion or who have manda agni often end up with extreme post-meal lethargy, indigestion, bloating. Now this is in case of comparatively lighter sandwich. So then what about burger, wherein all the things are almost doubled up, which makes it even worse than sandwich to be consumed Ayurvedically. So then how do you consume it if you want to do it Ayurvedically? There are certain steps that you need to follow. You need to reduce the mushiness of bread by toasting it. By reducing the softness and slightly by toasting, you make it less kapha provoking. And when you add the fat, preferably use butter or ghee while toasting instead of the cheese. And when you use vegetables, instead of using raw vegetables, stir fry, saute or slightly blanch and use the vegetables. And instead of packing them with a whole lot of protein, be a little less on the protein and consume as it is. And now to make it all the more easier to be digested, pair it with a probiotic drink instead of a chill drink. Say for example kombucha or the very Indian buttermilk. And the best time to be consumed is not in the morning, wherein there is already kapha spike in the body, but in the evenings, say as an early dinner or supper. Now this same rule can be applied across all kinds of dishes, and that is how you make a dish Ayurvedically approved. Hope that helps.